3 hurricane poised to rip into the Louisiana coast.
Rain is certainly a major threat for low-lying areas like New Orleans, but Lili's 120-mile-an-hour winds almost ensure some extensive damage. Welcome to First Outlook for Thursday, October 3rd. I'm Nick Walker.
And I'm Bill Keneally in for Cheryl Lemke. The Weather Channel is in alert mode this morning. It illustrates the life-threatening situation currently going on the Gulf Coast. And Nick, let's get everybody up to speed now in Lili. Nearly 500,000 people in Louisiana and Texas have been forced to clear out of Lili's path. Helicopters evacuated hospital patients in coastal Port Arthur and Beaumont, Texas, to inland locations west of Houston. Coastal businesses are also idled, and all 12 Mississippi Gulf Coast casinos are shut down. More than 500 offshore oil platform workers from Galveston to the Mississippi River have also fled Lili's path, and this is expected to drastically cut the daily production of oil and gas. Now Nick has more on the monster called Lili.
And at the latest advisory, we have the center of Lili located 95 miles south of New Iberia, Louisiana. Winds now of 120 miles an hour. That's a Category 3 hurricane after being a Category 4 for the last several hours. It's expected to hold up, though, as it begins to move toward the Louisiana coastline. Probably very little bit more weakening is expected before it does make landfall sometime later on this morning. The problems are going to be, of course, the wind, the surge, and the possibility of some flooding and even some tornadoes as well. Let's take a look at the hurricane warnings. Now, this is an area where we expect to see the possibility and the probability, actually, of hurricane-force winds along the shoreline from High Island, Texas, to the mouth of the Mississippi River. But we also have hurricane warnings even inland. It takes a while for these powerful hurricanes to wind down, and so we could see hurricane-force winds even in these counties of Louisiana inland and tropical storm-force winds back toward portions of eastern Texas. We're seeing these winds kick up, and already we've seen a 55-mile-an-hour wind gust around New Orleans this morning. We're continuing to see gusts common up to near 40 miles an hour, and these winds will increase, of course, over the next few hours. Storm surge is going to be another big problem, and we could see a surge between 12 and 16 feet right along the central portion of the Louisiana shoreline. Back toward Vermilion Bay is where we anticipate seeing probably the biggest surge, and also 7, make that 8 to 12 feet, even all along the rest of the Louisiana shoreline. So surge, we have some waves, we also have a lot of rain. And even though this is moving so fast that probably we won't see the kind of rainfall totals we saw with our tropical storm Isidore last week, we will see a lot of rain out of this, and already a lot of rain squalls moving into the New Orleans area. Could see maybe an inch an hour of rainfall, and certainly as much as 4 inches of rain could fall in total. That will mean some flooding from the Louisiana shoreline all the way up through Mississippi and even into portions of Tennessee today. That's where the flash flood watches are in effect. Another problem could be tornadoes, a tornado watch for portions of Louisiana and Mississippi. Very often we see tornadoes from landfalling hurricanes. The path of Lili takes it right up the Mississippi River Valley toward the Ohio Valley over the next couple of days, where we will continue to see the abundant rainfall. As far as rainfall totals, we'll see as much as 1 to 3 inches, but maybe as much as 4 inches here in portions of Louisiana.
And we'll be watching the west side of Lake Pontchartrain, where there's no levee, for more flooding over in St. Charles Parish. That's almost a given in a situation like this. Nick?
And of course, with all that rain coming down, Mike, how are the levee system holding up there around town?
Levee system should be pretty good. This is not going to be a major rain event because it is moving so quickly. 5, 6, 7 inches, they can handle that. Unlike Isidore, it's going to be the straight line wind damage, the surge on the lake, and again, the risk for severe weather and tornadoes.
All right, thank you very much. Mike Seidel reporting live from New Orleans. Let's get you the update on Lili now. The location, 95 miles south of New Iberia. Winds in the center of Lili, 120 miles an hour, down to a Category 3 hurricane from a Category 4 hurricane for the last several hours. We probably will not see it weaken much more before it does make landfall sometime later this morning, probably right there around Vermilion Bay. We continue to see the hurricane warnings up from High Island, Texas to the mouth of the Mississippi River. This is an area where we could see hurricane-force winds, and the winds, as Mike mentioned already, a 53-mile-an-hour wind gust. We saw a 55-mile-an-hour gust around New Orleans earlier, and the wind gusts to near 40 and higher here near the coastline. The surge is going to be another